What are we doing here today?
We just met with Charles, and oh my God, what a hoot. I mean, what a special man. Just the things that he's done in his life and accomplished in his life. And, he's been here since '88 and just so cheerful with everything he's got going. He's got some big decisions ahead for he and his wife on what the next step is, on what they need to do. And where they might need to move. But just such a joy meeting him, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. He's an awesome character, just full of enthusiasm. I don't even know how old he is. I don't know if he even got that far, but
he's at his mid-80s, and when he looked at us and said, "I think you'll do. I'm not going to mess with anybody else." I take that seriously, and it's our duty to make sure that we do the absolute right thing for him.
absolutely.
And I was so happy to talk to you. I was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I used to do it. I used to do a lot of Las Vegas too.
Well, I bet if you were running Bessemer Oil. So I brought just some stuff that is sold, around in the area for you to take a look at it. But really what's the most important is for me to analyze that extra square footage below.
Okay.
Because without it, we were looking at somewhere around 325. Well,
Right.
now we're looking at something way higher than
Yeah.
that. Now, some people are going to want to do some updates. That's normal.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There have been a lot of houses in the neighborhood that have been completely redone,
Yeah.
new kitchens in.
That probably take 50,000, maybe a little more to.
You know what?
Do
You're
what they
pretty
want.
dang smart. That's
You're
like
right on it.
Right on. And I'll tell you why, because my husband's a home builder, and he does that a lot. He's got 4 or 5 flips going right now, and you usually can't get out under 50,000
Yeah.
with everything that needs to be done.
Well, we did a lot of camping weekends, and I bought a boat down in Pensacola, so we stayed down there a lot. But back up here now.
Right. I know. Okay, you're adventure.
Yeah, but now I'm dead in the water.
Well, I do a lot of camping too,
Do you?
and I love it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I
Me too.
golf too, so we're right up each other's
Yeah.
alleys over here.
Got about a boat and all that.
Well, we just bought a place at Lake Martin to redo, and it came with the boat, and it is the crappiest pontoon boat I've ever seen. But I'm like, I'm so happy to have this
Right,
crappy boat.
Yeah, because they're going out of sight.
I know, right? Yes.
You can go to 100,000 real quick.
Very
I
quickly.
know. Yeah, Philip has a place at Lake Martin with a boat too, so he knows.
Good thing I did it when I did it.
Yeah.
But then I finally sold mine,
Did you have a place in Pensacola?
No, we stayed on the boat.
Oh, well, I was smart.
Yeah, what was the black guy called it? A boat dough.
He's taken a car and turned it into a camper,
Oh, okay.
like a SUV.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it's got like a bed in the back and all
Yeah,
that
okay.
stuff, kitchen and lots of things. So,
Yeah, we loved it.
yeah.
Had the grandkids and all.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jacob and we work together in the business, and then my husband also works with us. So this is what we do. We help people in and out of houses and help them fix them up, or whatever's best for you and what you need done.
Okay.
And it sounds like you're gonna need some time to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah, because I got too much going on with the
Right.
hip and all.
Well, and these are big decisions.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to leave and where you going to go.
And moving.
I don't want to live with them. So, I'm kind of going to be slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna circle things that you need to know. Like a lot of times, what people are doing, especially in this market, because we have shifted. A couple months ago, we were going gangbusters.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And everything over here was selling for $20,000 and $30,000 over asking. I sold the one that I sold off market because those people bought another house that I had.
Oh, okay.
And so
Switch.
we swapped. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
In 25 years of all the houses I've ever sold, this is the first time I had families just swap houses.
Just swap out.
Yes.
Yes,
I had one couple that wanted to downsize and a young couple that wanted to upsize. It was the perfect scenario. So that ended up working out. But one thing that you will see here a lot is people using a home inspection to renegotiate. Like, you think you're going into a contract at a certain amount, they'll do a home inspection and then they'll come back and say, knowing that the house.
Yeah, it's all in the garage, the heater, all that.
Oh,
Most stuff I've already replaced.
yeah. Do you have like when did you have a roof put on? Do you?
Everybody asked me that. You can take a look at it and see how new it is, but probably in the last 7 or 8 years,
Okay,
something like that.
that's great. We know the windows need a little work, but and
Yeah.
you can. I don't know if you want to be in the house during showings, or wait until after you move out until showings. But that is going to be, people coming in and out. This area is so highly desirable that you're going to have a lot of showings on it. And right now, showings are way down. But yours, because of this neighborhood, you're going to have a lot of people in here. So that's something to consider. Where do you go during that time?
Yeah.
So I have a sweet lady right now that she's 84, 85. She went ahead and moved on to Oklahoma so that I could show her house, because she couldn't go and
Right.
she couldn't even go across the street really, because she has a walker.
Right.
While people were in and out of her house. So just a couple things to think about. You can always sell it for cash to somebody before you even leave if you wanted to do that, because there will be people who want to buy this house and fix it up and sell it. And you've got that option. It's not going to be for as much, but it's still going to be good. You're in a good position no matter what.
Right.
I feel like, because you've been here since '88.
Right.
You've got a lot of equity built up in here. So even somebody who would want to buy it, fix it up, would pay a pretty good amount for it, I think. And then you've got the couples that would want to come in and fix it up themselves. They may pay a little bit more, but it is a little bit more difficult for them to have vision. And people a lot of times will say they want a project until they see. A lot of times these days they'll think a paint job is like, oh, that's too big of a project, and we're like, it just needs paint.
Yeah. Right.
So you've got each one of those choices on whichever you want to do. I'll give you a range of what I feel like it's worth, and I'll send you each one of those options. Do you, are you using email regularly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can send that to you. Let me
You got it?
let me put that in my.
Yeah, Charles Leonard.
All right, so we are over here at our Airbnb here in Birmingham, and this is actually my parents' Airbnb, but my company runs it, Extra Living Services, and I'm in between cleaners right now, so I have to come over here and get the sheets back prepared and make the beds and stuff, and that's what we're here doing. So. So they actually left it pretty clean for themselves.
It looks pretty good.
Most guests do that because it's a nice place. You're going to leave it pretty nice. So I think they only slept in one bed, and it was this one. Awesome. So there's not much to do here other than get the sheets on the bed and then take the dirty sheets with us or get some back in the closet, and then we'll be wrapped up. So we have a cleaning checklist here at our Airbnb is called The Rock in Rockford. And, you know, I have had to, the reason I'm in between cleaning people right now is because I had some ladies that came over and they didn't do what I truly asked them to do. They've been cleaning Airbnbs for probably a full year, but they didn't ask, or they didn't do what I asked them to do. So I have a full checklist right here that goes through everything that you need to do through the whole house, through each bedroom, the kitchen, and just making sure that things are kind of tidy. Obviously, they're going to do laundry. They're going to strip all the linens off of the beds and take towels. And we have extra sets and stuff for each room just so that we can have a quick and easy turnover. But like I said, they didn't do exactly what I asked them to. So I have to create some time to hire somebody else and train them on what I'm looking for. So, but yeah, this is what we pretty much do here. This is my forte. You just saw Mom's forte is in listings. And so this is what, this is our life.
Right. So the very first Airbnb that we had, cleaning's always the issue. You have to have a backup to the backup to make sure that somebody shows up. And yes, I had to leave Jacksonville whenever I dropped my daughter off to college because the cleaning crew didn't show up. And I went from Jacksonville, Alabama, straight to Lake Martin. And had to clean it myself while the guests were there overlooking my shoulder. So it is the biggest challenge. Joe gets really taken on this challenge with Extra Living Services so that he can provide management for other people's Airbnbs and Airbnbs that we buy as a family. So it's a great extension to our family business and, all part of having a real estate life.
All right. So my last stay, there was only 2 people that stayed here over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And which makes things a lot easier on our part to set things up and get things turned over because this is a 3-bedroom and we don't have to do 2 other rooms.
So what I love about our family dynamic is that each one of us has expertise, like Jacob mentioned, but this house had originally, before we got it, there was a fire here, and it was terrible. So whenever there is a fire, the fire department immediately comes out and sprays the house down with water. So not only is there a fire, there was a flood, and this place was in really bad shape. It was also completely covered up with so many tax liens on it that it took a long time for us to clear all that up. So my connection came in handy with some of the agents that we work with. We have over 475 people in our organization at eXp Realty, and those relationships play a big hand on how we are able to find properties that some of our listing agents just aren't able to sell. So they'll usually call and say, hey, what do you think? So I step in I'm able to analyze that situation, figure out what it's worth after it's completely fixed up. And then Jay comes along with his home builder skills, and he's able to analyze the cost of that to say, okay, is there a spread here or is there not? So he put this house back to its glory, and it's absolutely beautiful. But then Madeline comes into the picture, and her gifts are actually decorating this place. So she and Jacob together decorated this, and they just did a fantastic job here. It feels really good. It wasn't crazy expensive. They did take some things from my house, but that's okay. I volunteered it. And they were able to make it all come together in a very relaxing place that you'd want to stay.
Or that it just wasn't on. We had one review that was fantastic review. One complaint was the ice maker wasn't working. It just wasn't turned on. So, which we had thought it was on, but now we know. So, good thing we fixed it. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get out of here. I've got to come back here anyways.
Okay.
So we'll handle everything else then.
All right, let's go. It's been a crazy real estate week, but every week is crazy in our real estate life. We've got a closing on Friday that I am fingers and toes crossed that it actually closes this Friday because it's kind of been up and down. I ended up buying a house from one of our agents who it fell through. She called me and she said, hey, this house was under contract for $110,000, and whenever the buyers discovered extensive previous termite damage in the crawl space, they backed out. And do you want to buy it at a strong discount? Well, whenever I saw the numbers and I ran them, and I thought, hey, this would be great like for long-term rental. So the family was in agreement, and we moved forward and bought the house. And then the property manager that I had picked out, it's somebody that I totally trusted, trained her since she was super young, and feel like, you know, she's part of our family. And she sent me a message saying, hey, we met as a team and I'm no longer going to be able to manage that property for you. So no other explanation. She really wouldn't explain anything. And I kind of started freaking out a little bit. Like she was giving me big signals, but wouldn't tell me why, and kind of being cryptic about it. So I went on a Google search and I found out that there were gangs that were fighting in the city, and that Mayor Woodfin had actually made statements asking the gangs to provide a truce. And I don't know if this is really the reason why she did this, or even if this house was in the middle of a lot of that area that this gang activity was happening. But I got frightful, and I decided that we weren't going to keep it as a long-term rental, and put it right back on the market. We have so much going on anyway. I mean, we've got 4 or 5 flips happening. We've got other short-term rentals happening. So for us to venture into an area that we don't even go close to at all, it's way far away, it's just the best decision to sell. So if you want to make sure that your phone rings nonstop with non-productive activity that's never going to go anywhere but takes a lot of your time, then just mention owner financing in your multiple listing description, because oh my God, I had offer after offer after offer, and I'm in Las Vegas and having to tell each person what was going on with it, and making sure that I, disclosed everything about the previous termites. I mean, the house was built in 1925. there's termites there at some time, right? Some point. But it has been a mess. Anyway, we closed that on Friday without owner financing. It's going to be a quick turnaround to get the money that we invested into it and a pretty good return for not really doing anything with it. So you'll see me jumping for joy. I will do a celebratory video just for that closing. So I hope, stay tuned.